My services are required.
Your services are required?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. My services are required. The bat signal for me, I saw it in the sky. Could you remind me really quick, what's the signal when someone needs my services instead of the bat signal reflected against a cloud? What is it that they put up again?
Ian, I'm glad you mentioned this because there's a few. First of all, cheers. What are we drinking tonight?
Cheers. Oh, we got a little Talisker. We got a special occasion drink. Talisker.
Oh, really? Okay. Is that a type of whiskey?
It is. It's a type of scotch. It's my favorite.
Oh, nice. Okay, right on, man. Nice. Yeah, we got the Tangerine La Croix.
Nice.
Okay, so with you, there's a few different bat signals, so I kind of want to hone in because you contain multitudes, my dear friend Ian, who I love very much.
Hairy multitudes.
So they could shine a thing of wall electric clippers. Okay, they could shine an Audio-Technica record cartridge. They could shine that up there.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a Volkswagen fuse puller.
Right. Yeah.
It could be that. It could be that. Okay, let's see. What else? What am I forgetting?
I think the Audio-Technica logo might be apt for this because this is a music and pop culture related emergency.
Really?
In which I am uniquely qualified to help.
Okay.
Now, it has reached my attention because I am with it and hip that some members of our society are a little upset about the let me see if I can get this right. Super Bowl. The Super Bowl and one Taylor Swift.
Yes.
And there is a conspiracy theory that Taylor Swift is a Democratic psyop put in place by the DOD to get the kids to vote for Biden. Now,
wow, really?
I'm going to put aside, and it's going to take some effort. I'm going to probably throw out my back lifting this up and putting aside how fucking dumb that is. But
I was going to say, of course. But right. I'm glad someone's finally saying it out loud.
Right. And so I'm not here to dunk on anybody. I'm here to help.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. I have a lot of experience being annoyed by things in popular culture.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and thinking that they're maybe ruining things that I like.
Yes.
So I understand where you're coming from. Now, have I ever built up a crazy mythology around the Pentagon is ruining my favorite TV show? No, I have never done that.
Not this week.
No. And so here's just a little guide for maybe some of our right-wing listeners. We might have one or two who think that this is happening. It's not happening, but it's fine if you're annoyed. Here's what you do. You just get real surly. Just get real grumpy. And you collect things that show the world that you don't adhere to these things, right? That you're
going against the grain.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you just want to like pour your time and money into something that really doesn't matter whatsoever.
Okay.
Just waste time and money.
Okay.
But it makes yourself feel better. So oh, I'm not with this Taylor and
sure.
Kansas City, whatever.
Right. The Kelsey. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Well, go buy yourself a Corvette. Right.
Okay. Some retail therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. That's the way to find serotonin. Okay.
That's a good way to do it. Maybe get a Black Flag t-shirt.
Okay.
That's another way that people do this same thing. They signal.
Yep.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
What you don't want to do is just show your ass to the world in the form of a conspiracy theory that makes, even by the standards of modern conspiracy theories. No sense.
Right. True. And the bar is fucking low these days. Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. And there's one thing I do want to point out about this theory in particular, about the merits of the theory. which is that I have spent a great deal of my career in and around the federal government and people who work for the federal government.
Yes.
And I promise you that nobody that I've met in the federal government is capable of handling the logistics of a Taylor Swift concert. Maybe not even the catering at a Taylor Swift concert, let alone a psyop to get you, a middle-aged white man, to like Taylor Swift.
Right. Right.
That's it. Yeah. And I love the idea that, the evil masterminds that are behind this,
yes,
are the famously competent Democratic Party.
Yeah, yes, known for very, I would say, swift and effective and efficient action.
Yes. They can't pass universal health care, but they're going to get a 55-year-old to like Taylor Swift.
Yes, exactly. Yes. I did I actually have some recent experience with an adjacent conspiracy in that, I don't know if you've ever heard about any of this stuff, but a lot of folks say that the NFL is scripted. Have you heard anything like this? Yeah.
Yes, this is this is related to the.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. And I mean, even if it was like.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, also there are other things on television.
Right. Exactly.
There are other sports to choose from, better sports even.
Yeah.
You know what? There are sports that don't have commercial breaks in them.
Right.
That's a good indication that your sport may be manipulated by commerce if it has commercial breaks.
Right. If there's any kind of guiding hand, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, when was the last time? I don't know when the last time you watched a football game, but
it's been a long time, buddy.
They never have game going on while you're at commercial break.
Right.
Now, how is that possible? Right? If it was just a pure game.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like if you like football, awesome. Because there's plenty of things to like. And I had an experience a few years ago where I was riding in a Uber with my buddy Steven that you've met, our friend Steven. Right. And he and the Uber driver are both huge football fans. And the thing that I really took away from that was I enjoyed seeing two people who had no connection whatsoever, right, have the same language and have like a connective moment over a great shared experience and kind of like, their thoughts around that kind of stuff. And, that's just human connection, right? It is a tent pole to establish kind of like human connection. And that's great, right? All of that kind of stuff is great. And I you can be envious of things like that, of being able to have that kind of like instant language with somebody else, And,
that's what sort of sport at its
exactly
platonic ideal, right? It's the shared experience.
Right. And our music and the culture, like automotive culture and things like that. Yeah. So I'm very, I'm always just so, it's always just so interesting to just kind of like sit on the sidelines, like figuratively and literally as people are experiencing those things. So I certainly don't want anybody to just think that we're disparaging anybody who likes football or anything like that. Right. But, it's not scripted. It's not a psyop, you're exactly right. Yeah. Chuck Schumer can't order fucking lunch, let alone, Right. Yeah.
It is so funny though, because it did, like, my first reaction was, I think, was like everyone else's when I heard about that story, was just like, well, that's fucking stupid. And then I was like, wait a second, I see a little bit of myself in this, and I didn't like it because, I don't know. I often have the experience of just seeing things that are really, really popular and being like, well, this doesn't make any fucking sense. And that's not a me getting old thing. Right. That's since I was like 8 years old.
Yes. I would say you're adorably prickly in that manner. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
that has been a common thread through my life of like, oh, you all like that? I don't get that at all. That's dumb.
Right.
You know, I mean, going back literally to childhood.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Like, and yeah, it's interesting.
Sorry, I just want to finish that thought. It was because I recognize that is the place that this conspiracy is coming from.
Right.
Of looking at something and just, I think this may be like, the first time that a lot of these people are seeing that reflection of the larger culture back at them, of something they just don't recognize. And it just doesn't compute to them. Like, how could all of these people be Taylor Swift fans? You know what? I agree. Good fucking question. She's great. She's talented, but I don't get it.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But that just means it's not for you. You just move on with your day.
Exactly.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I cut you off.
No. I'll fully admit that I had bad blood stuck in my fucking head for like 2 weeks. Couldn't get it out. Right. Catchy goddamn song, but I think that there's a difference between being a contrarian or just not being a contrarian and then just like removing yourself from an equation. Right. I think that those are two separate things. I think that you are the person that kind of just removes yourself from the equation. Right. Whereas somebody that is like, and this is a lot of the stuff that I've seen, like you're talking about people that think that this stuff is getting rammed down their throats, right? Like that stuff, like those are the folks that are like, they receive an input that does not compute with what they already want to see. And they actively like freak the fuck out. Right. I think there's a lot of factors to this, but go on. Yeah.
I don't like that. This must be about me.
Yes, you're exactly right. And on top of that, like you're completely right in that like they are telling on themselves, right? Because there was, what was that newscaster? I don't remember, but I saw it online. He was showing that like Taylor Swift for an entire football game was only shown on screen for 23 seconds out of the entire football game. And that had like a whole bunch of other people that were shown for like much longer times. And like, no, it is just like you are freaking out about a white woman who is popular. So like your misogyny is showing, your like, all of this kind of stuff is showing. Right. And you're telling on yourself, Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Right. 23 seconds on a broadcast.
It's more about you than it does about her, for sure.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah.
Anyway, enjoy the Super Bowl, everybody.
It's always interesting because, I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City Chiefs obviously have an incredibly rabid fan base. Through my entire life, when I have told somebody that I am from Kansas City, nobody has ever said, "Oh, are you a Royals fan?" No, they have not. They have said, "Are you a Chiefs fan?" No matter the time of year, no matter what's in season. Yeah, I could be standing next to George Brett from the Royals at the time. And someone would ask
holding a Topps card of George Brett. Yeah.
Yes, right. Yeah, just a thing of pine tar. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Are you a Chiefs fan? Yeah. Yeah. So, it's always interesting, like de-escalating that situation. Not that it's like, like crazy or anything, but like, are you a Chiefs fan? Yeah. So like, yeah. So, have you seen those t-shirts that say, I saw it on Moist Buddha on Instagram. That's an account worth a follow if you're not. It's just dumb memes and stuff, but they have t-shirts in the Kansas City Chiefs color that say, Taylor Swift's boyfriend's football team or something like that. Yeah, things like that. Yeah, so
I did not see that. That's funny.
I love those kinds of things. Yeah. So anyway, or they also have a picture of Dog the Bounty Hunter and it says Swifty underneath it. So but yeah. Anyway, so the Super Bowl is happening. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then
I am not going to be watching. I'm going to be on an airplane. So
okay. I do have a question. I want to get back to your kind of your remediation for these individuals, kind of going through it with this conspiracy theory, because what I need the connective tissue for this. When you tell them to go buy Corvettes, why are you telling them to do that? Because I think that there's something that you are trying to gain from it. I'm thinking that this is an Ian conspiracy on top of a conspiracy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you trying to get them to like buy a bunch of Corvettes, and then want to sell them in like 5 to 10 years? Like, what's your long game here, buddy?
You know what? It's not that. I am sitting on a huge cache of brand New Balance sneakers, and I'm trying to drive up the price of them.
Gotcha.
And I think that the only way to do that is to move a bunch of Corvettes. I'm going to sell a bunch of Corvettes, and it's going to spike the price of the New Balance sneakers, because once, it's you give a mouse a cookie, you give a boomer a Corvette.
Yes.
That's right.
So I want to get my beak wet, buddy. What is the stock ticker for Jorts? Pappy,
I just love the idea of Jort futures.
I was going to say, I'm going to do some Jort puts. Jort futures.
Oh my God.
A stunning turn in the market this week. This is Dave with CNBC. Jorts through the roof. Yeah. All the Reddit Wall Street Bets memes. Yeah, jorts to the moon, jorts go burr. Yeah. I got them jorts puts, buddy.
I got Jortcoin. You get Jortcoin?
Yes, dude. We could use a Jortcoin. Yeah.
Oh my God, I would mint. That would be great if we were here's our deal. If we ever mint a cryptocurrency, it's going to be Jortcoin, and we're going to market it exclusively to Corvette owners.
Yes, and we are going to somehow associate the value of that coin with the bring a trailer Corvette activity.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. I like that. It's tied to Corvette.
Yeah.
This is brilliant. I love it.
Not only am I Googling how to do Jorts puts, I'm Googling how to make your own cryptocurrency. I'm gonna buy the Jortcoin URL. Let's do it, buddy. Let's do it. Ian's gonna buy a URL. You buy URLs like I buy Venture Brothers t-shirts.
I'm writing myself a note. Buy short. I'm really writing it. Coin.com.
I would go to jorts.com, but I don't want to do that. But yeah. Okay. I love it. I love it, buddy.
Okay, we'll just shake on it. Here we go.
Okay. Yep. Partners in crime. Okay. Jortcoin. Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep. Instead of folding complex mathematical equations, we're just really banking on Doug DeMuro going like, this is a Corvette C5. Yeah. So
that's amazing. Mr. Dave.
Yeah.
I have a quiz for you.
Oh, okay. All right.
Now, there are no Formula One races happening currently.
We are in the
off season. And yet, in the last week, there have been 3 major news stories in F1.
Yes. Okay.
3.
Okay. All right.
I know you know one of them, so your floor is like a D, right? Because you at least get a 33%. That's failing. What am I saying? You're going to get at least a 33%.
You're at least going to get an F, buddy.
Yes.
Welcome to my sophomore year of high school.
Yeah. Welcome to my all years of high school. Give me the rundown as best you can of the week in Formula One news, and I just want to know how many of the news stories you're aware of, because it's been a crazy week.
Apparently, and so I heard the news by way of my Lemons team's dank meme, Joel texting into the group chat something with Lewis the Hamilton's head photoshopped onto something Ferrari related, right? So I saw that, said, haha, and then continued to get back to work. And then I said, wait a second, right?
Yeah.
He's not a Ferrari person. He's a Mercedes Petronas AMG person, Ian.
Correct. Yes.
So I did a touch of Googling. I hit up the Goigle, confirmed that Lewis the Hamilton now is signed to Ferrari.
Was the first Google result, Dave, do you have a head injury?
Yeah. Are you okay? Who has taken over Dave's body? What F1 fan has broken into Dave's house and is Googling from his IP? Yeah. Right? Yes. Yes. So I saw that. So he had a year ago, he had signed a 2-year agreement with Mercedes. He triggered a clause in his contract that allowed for his release. After 1 year, I would assume it is due to underperformance of the vehicle and the team in the races. I don't know any details about that. I don't know what the release clause was. Anyway, he had precedent to trigger it, so he did. He has gone to Ferrari. Ferrari has signed him. I cannot imagine the shit show that he is now exposed to on the Ferrari side, and I am very interested to see what happens at arm's length. But then what did I do, Ian? I texted you, and what did I say?
I think you just said, I know about Lewis or something like that.
I said, I want you to know, Ian, that I know that Lewis is now with Ferrari. And you just replied back, wow.
I was impressed.
Had you known at that time?
I did know. Yes. But I had just found out. Like you texted me minutes after I saw it on my Twitter feed because I had been working and then I had just opened up Twitter and saw that.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay. Impressive. Well done, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. So there is a third of the cake for you.
Yes. Do you have any guesses as to the other two major news stories in Formula One this week? And they're all, I think, names that you would recognize and things that are happening. I
do not. Yeah. I would assume it has to do with who Lewis is replacing at Ferrari. Is that Charles?
It is not
Lewis related.
No driver. It's not driver related.
Okay.
None of it is driver related. One of it is team related.
Okay.
And kind of larger Formula One related, and the other one is a team principal related.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know either of these. Yeah, because nobody has texted a dank meme to me about it. That's really.
I got you.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah. So I fail, Ian. I'm sorry.
Okay. So the one that came out today, today's the 5th. The one that came out today is that Christian Horner, who's the team principal of.
I cheated. Google autofilled Red Bull Racing.
Red Bull, and he's married to.
I have no idea.
A Spice Girl.
Oh, okay, all right. Jerry Hallwell.
Yeah.
Oh, Jerry Hallwell. Hell yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Under investigation for sending inappropriate texts to a female employee.
No.
Yeah.
Ooh, son of a bitch. Christian Horner, you dick.
Under investigation, we should say. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, but come on.
Ooh.
Yeah, a dude. Just men are the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move down. Let's move past that one.
Okay. All right. Yes. Had not heard that one.
Okay. The next one. This one's spicy. This one I got angry about.
Okay.
Legitimately. So for years, Michael Andretti, son of Mario Andretti.
Yes.
The last American Formula One world champion.
Yeah.
Has been trying to get a team going in Formula One. He's a very successful team owner in a bunch of other race series. And he, in recent years, got the backing of GM. GM is committed that they're going to build an F1 engine.
Whoa. Okay.
And so they submitted the package to be the 11th team on the grid.
Okay.
The FIA approved it a couple months back.
Okay.
And then it went to basically F1 and like the governing body, or not the governing body, but the rights owners
Okay.
And they rejected it. And not only did they reject it in like a really insulting manner.
Really?
And basically said that F1 that F1 would gain less to their brand by Andretti and Cadillac being involved than Andretti and Cadillac would gain from being in F1. Which, if you asked anybody in America to name a racing driver,
yeah,
what's the first name that comes to mind?
Michael Andretti.
Well, Mario
Andretti, and
but Andretti, like the Andretti name, means
like Dale Earnhardt and Mario Andretti.
Yeah,
it's
insane. It was crazy, and I mean, so like everybody is very pissed, rightfully so, because I mean F1 is making all these noises about like, oh, we're paying attention to the US and we're gonna, grow our brand there and all this other stuff, and then they do this shit where they didn't have to. Like some of the stuff they said in this decision was crazy. Like, it was just like they won't be competitive, they don't have history and stuff like that. And it's like they're at the top of IndyCar. They're competing with McLaren in IndyCar.
Right. And like Cadillac has an insane Le Mans program.
Yeah.
They're like LMS prototypes and all that stuff are amazing.
They were just dicing in IMSA at Daytona for the lead with like after 24 hours, like at the very end of the race for the overall win. They got second. Yeah. I mean, it's and
crazy. The Camaro that like ran the 24 hours, right? Of Le Mans, right? Like, the GM, buddy. Yeah.
And I mean, they're still that is one of the largest automakers on the planet.
Yeah.
Pledging to make a bespoke engine for Formula One.
Right.
And you're just like, get out of here.
Right. Not only are they like, no, they're like, no, and fuck you and your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow. Crazy. Wow. Did the rejection letters have like your mama's so fat?
I mean, essentially, where was it? It was
like they're pulling snaps.
Okay. Here it was. Here's the quote.
Okay.
While the Andretti name carries some recognition for F1 fans. Excuse me?
Jesus. Like everyone knows Andretti on the F1 side of the fence.
Also, people have been pointing out that Mario Andretti has more wins in F1 than several of the current teams combined.
Nice. Okay.
So while the Andretti name carries some recognition for F1 fans, our research indicates that F1 would bring value to the Andretti brand rather than the other way around.
That's insane.
Right?
What a dick. There's like, for all my Venture Brothers fans out there, I can hear the monarch going, "Dick move!"
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely. It's crazy.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So that's Formula One dumpster fire again.
Did you make the meme yet of the guy putting the stick in the bicycle wheel?
No, but I'm sure somebody has because it's apt. I mean,
that's the meme for this moment. Yeah.
And I think what did I say? I had said something. I said F1. We need to expand our American fan base. Also, F1. How's about we insult the only universally beloved American racing family?
Right?
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
I mean, man. Anyway. So fun times.
F1 gonna F1. Yeah. I don't know. That sucks. They're definitely stepping on their own wang there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, F1. So here's what I want to know, Ian. As far as the Hamilton to Ferrari move, okay?
Mhm.
What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think motivated it, and what do you expect the outcome of Hamilton on Ferrari will be? I am genuinely interested in your opinion on this. Yeah.
Hamilton has always wanted to be race for Ferrari at some point for a long time, I think.
Okay.
Because like Senna and the whole thing, like it's a thing.
Yeah.
Just because everybody wants to eventually race for Ferrari. I do think that he is not going to put up with their like strategy bullshit.
This is what I was wondering about, because it seems like there is a lot of disorder and kind of like they don't have like, this is that thing, like when you implement like a new piece of hardware into something, it's not the new hardware. It is the shit that was going on beforehand and has always been that way, that is now finally coming to a head.
Now,
right?
Watching Ferrari race strategy reminds me of when I was in the military, and we had an NCO who would describe us trying to do something in an efficient manner, and he would say, it's like watching a bunch of monkeys fuck a football.
Okay. All right. Uh-huh.
And that's basically Ferrari race strategy for the last several years.
So the limited amount of knowledge that I have is that they just cannot, they keep making unforced errors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Tripping over their own dicks is a very good way to put it.
Yeah. I have to put it in tennis terms. Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah. Yeah. Like they're known for Ferrariing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, if Lewis he's not a shrinking violet. He is not going to like take that lightly and be quiet about it. He will be articulate and concise and accurate and devastating about it on the radio.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to have to be prepared for that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The Ferrari that existed last season seems so different from what I remember of the Schumacher Vettel like Ferrari.
That was also Ross Brawn. So Ross Brawn was the Schumacher. He was Schumacher's race engineer.
Okay.
And so that was a big part of it, right? Is that they had a tight,
like symbiotic relationship, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And I don't remember who the race engineer was for Vettel, but he also had a great race engineer. So that was
his performance was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, this is gonna be interesting for sure. But this is not until 2025. So this whole season he's still with Mercedes.
Okay.
And then 2025 Ferrari. So
to get back on something I think we may have glossed over, what do you think made Lewis trigger the release clause in his contract and leave Mercedes? Besides, and I'm sorry, I apologize, we did touch on it. You said he's always wanted to drive. Do you think that there's anything beyond that?
Well, I think it's mostly just, it could be, so there's a big regulations change coming in 2026.
Okay.
And the last time he did this, so he was at McLaren.
Okay.
And then he started at Mercedes in 2013. The big regulations change was in 2014.
Okay.
So now he's going in 2025, and there's going to be a new regulation shift, a big regulation shift in 2026. So he might know that they're going to be ahead of the game in 2026.
Okay.
Or he's just looking at himself as, a 37-year-old, 38-year-old, and being like, well, I only have a couple of years left.
Right.
If I'm going to race for Ferrari, I got to do it now.
Okay.
So I think it's maybe both.
Sure.
Maybe one
Good
or
point.
the other.
Good point. Sure. Yeah. Great point. Okay. Yeah. I appreciate your input on that. Yeah. Yeah.
I hope it's that they're going to like dust the floor with everybody in 2026 and he's going to be there to capitalize.
Right. That they have assured him, as far as the regulations go, that they are going to be like at the top. Do you know anything about these regulation changes?
I don't really. I haven't paid attention to them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. I appreciate that, Ian.
No problem.
No, look,
Whoa.
like we actually talked about F1,
I know.
right?
I know. It's amazing.
Yeah, there you go. 36 episodes in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had a conversation about F1, Ian.
Yeah. We talked about the second most prestigious racing series on the planet. And now I want to talk to you about the first most prestigious racing series on the planet. I would like a Lemons update, please.
You got it. You got it, buddy. Hey, I got great news.
That's what we call in the biz a segue.
Yes. I nailed it, Ian. Nailed it. Beep, beep. Yes. Ian, we got the car started this weekend.
Oh, that's super exciting.
Yeah. So I think that they picked it up initially, back in October or something like that, September maybe. Just slowly been working on it. So the big push the weekend before, PETA and Chris and a lot of folks were working on it. Joel and I were up front working on the timing and all of that stuff. So we've done so many maintenance things on the truck. It's like we went pretty deep into the rabbit hole of like, while you're in there, this is a car with 220 some odd thousand miles on it. Absolutely doing timing chain guides, replacing a belt tensioner with brand new belt tensioner, all this kind of stuff. And, just chipping away at it here and there, and us being the first time we've ever worked on this engine. It's slow going. I'm not the fastest mechanic, but I get stuff done, and Joel's been great to work with. And Chris as well. We've both been working, all three of us have been working closely on this kind of aspect of it. And, timing chain guides and water pump and making sure it's not the water pump that has like some of them have like a plastic impeller and yeah. So like doing all that kind of stuff that you just don't want to think about potentially being a factor for the next 2 years, 3 years, whatever. Right. So that was a lot of work. And so we finally buttoned all that stuff up. We got coolant and oil in it. We started it up. Initially, it didn't want to fire, and we think it had something to do with the battery connections, batteries in the back on a Chevy HHR.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, right. Already. And the battery connections and maybe an OnStar module that is plugged into a wiring harness in the back. So we might need to keep an OnStar module plugged in this thing. Yeah, right.
They're gonna love that.
Right. What's that gonna connect to? Yeah. AOL. Yeah. So
right.
Yeah. So,
are those still 3G from that year?
Yeah, I think.
So they don't work anyway.
No, they don't. Yeah. But yeah, started up, and man, that moment when you've been doing so much work on a car and it starts and you just do not hear carnage happening. When you on it, it is an interference engine. Right. And so when metal shit is not impacting metal shit, and oil and gas and fire and all that stuff is not firing out of every orifice like it, had a month-old Taco Bell that was left out in the rain. Yeah. It started up. You could tell it just built just a tiny bit of oil pressure and then got super nice and quiet. Nice. And everything was just everything was good. We have an exhaust leak. So we got to get that fixed. They're known for cracking exhaust manifolds pretty bad. So we have a new one that we threw on there. So there you go, man. Yeah, we got the truck started this weekend. Yeah, that was was that yesterday, Ian? Yeah, it was yesterday because Saturday we had the crazy snow. So we put off our day of work and then went up there Sunday. Yeah, just yesterday got it started for the first time since replacing the transmission and all that kind of stuff. So
that's great.
Thanks, man. Yeah,
congratulations. That's awesome. Yeah. Exciting day. Yeah,
I'm really excited to be part of the team. Very much looking forward to stuff. It was just one of those good days, Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So that's the limits update. We have the cage is going to be here soon. Chris is going to of course, destroy the welding on it. He's such an amazing, talented dude.
Yeah.
Like he's a human 3D printer is what he is.
Mm-hmm.
And so there you go. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, buddy. So there you go. There's the Sour Sev update, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I saw something, and it's very quick. I want to just show it to you. So I did. I went to an event for my 5-year-old's school.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing a thing where they all read something that they wrote, and they're kindergartners. So, there's like 3 sentences.
Yeah.
They all did a great job. My favorite, it was a thing about what they liked about their bodies and why.
Oh, okay.
Which is great. And the best one, the best one was one of the kindergartners from the other class said that they liked their teeth because they have cavities. Kids are the best. They're so fucking weird. Anyway,
right? Yeah.
They did this little reading at one of the libraries here in Denver, and public libraries in Denver are great. They have little cool programs and stuff. And this one had a program where kids could make things out of Legos that meant a lot to them. Places.
Oh, okay.
That meant a lot to them out of Lego bricks.
Okay.
And and they had them all displayed out on one of the bookshelves, and most of them were like the downtown Denver skyline. Okay. One of them was school. One of them was the library.
Okay.
One of them was like their house. Another person, like another kid, built like a soccer field. It was very cute and very awesome. There was one though that caught my eye.
I love this. I love this already. Okay, go. Yes,
there was one that caught my eye, and I feel like what has happened here is that this poor kid is being raised by someone we would recognize, a car enthusiast, who spends an inordinate amount of time someplace that is not like a thing that you would normally associate with like being fun for kids.
Okay.
And I just want this person to get their hobby in order so they can bring their kid someplace else. So if you could go ahead and open the photo. But remember, these are...
Read the name so everyone knows the name of this file.
The name of the file? I don't remember what I called it. What did I call it? Oh, who hurt this child.jpg. Remember, these are supposed to be of places that are important to the child, who's like presumably like 6 years old. Okay, we ready? Yeah, let's do it.
It's a Lego structure, and there's a post-it sign next to it that just says AutoZone. Just says AutoZone.
Oh my god! I saw that, and I just immediately pictured, a parent hunched over underneath counter. An open hood.
Oh yeah.
In a parking lot, maybe there's a slight drizzle, and there's a Dickensian street urchin about 5 or 6 years old next to them going, Daddy, can we go to the museum, please? Daddy. And he's just in there like,
Right. Because of the card that they went out of their way to choose.
Yeah.
Right. The stubbornness. They're losing the battle of that. They're more stubborn than that is hard. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They're on the losing end of that. Okay. Yeah. I feel for that child. I feel like we might need to get Child Protective Services involved. But
Child Protective Mechanics. Yes.
Now remember to circle back, Ian, we're circling back to what we said earlier in this episode. This could say more about you than it does.
100%.
Yes.
That narrative popped in my head.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. Yes. Because this very well could be someone who has kids that works at an AutoZone. They pop by on the weekends. Owns an AutoZone. They bring their coworkers donuts, and so they like bringing donuts to the workers every Saturday or whatever.
Could be entirely wholesome.
Right. It very well could, and
but
probably
we both know that's not the case.
I love that.
So I would like to recognize that.
Yes, you're completely right, and that did occur to me as well.
Uh-huh.
This was funnier though.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Yep. So, okay. All right. Yeah. We need to keep an eye on this kid. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Apex adjacent. Let us talk to your children. Yeah. How did we get removed from YouTube?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Yeah. This will be the one episode that we do mark as safe for kids. No, it's not. No, it's not. Yeah. That's really funny, Ian. That's fantastic.
I wish I had taken a picture. I should have. If I was smart, I would have taken a picture of some of the other ones because they were truly like the Denver skyline.
Oh yeah,
like the museum. Like it was all the places that you would, like there was a zoo. One of them had the zoo.
And these are innocent children. Yeah,
yeah. And then AutoZone.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
It's so funny when elements of our hobby show up in unexpected places like that, and we're like, I know that guy.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
That tracks.
Yeah, I saw a Post-it note with one word on it, and an entire narrative popped into my head.
Yes. Yep. And that's part of who we are, Ian. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. So we'll own it. Yeah. So,
yes.
I think what we should do is we should use our Patreon funds for therapy copays for this child.
Good idea. I like it.
So there we go. Yes.
Mr. Dave.
Ian.
I have a license plate game. You have a game for me?
Yes.
What do you want to do first? I'll leave it up to you.
Let's do a license plate game.
Okay.
Yeah. Real quick. Remember I wouldn't mind doing a quick listener my eyes if that's okay. Real quick.
Yeah, of course.
Remember the Chevy Cavalier that you saw?
Yeah.
Our buddy so I think what has happened is our buddy Dana down in Florida, he has found the oil painting of that Cavalier that is stored in the attic that is aging.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that idea.
There you go. Yeah, there's the Cavalier that is aging so that yours can stay pristine. Yes.
That's amazing. I will say, on the note of that Cavalier that I showed the picture of the other day, that immaculately clean Cavalier of this same vintage, I have seen it since I took that picture. I've seen it twice on the road being driven.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it gets dailied.
Wow. Someone is taking care of that thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there you go. There's the oil painting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So thank you, Dana, for sending that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes. So games, Ian, games.
Games. Okay. License plate game first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that.
This one is called, what is it called? It's called Just Us Boys.
BOIZ.
Mm-hmm. And it features a very special Easter egg just for Dave. I'm not going to explain it.
Okay.
Not going to explain it, but it's an Easter egg just for Dave.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay.
Just us boys.
I will build a Lego AutoZone in your honor, my friend. That's going to be the title of the episode. I will build I don't want to spoil it. I'm not going to.
Lego AutoZone in your honor.
That's your reveal is too good. We're not going to put that in the episode title. Yeah. Okay. All right. Here we go. Just us boys. Okay. All right. So up top we have, oh boy. Okay. Up top, we have a black Honda Passport, a pretty new one. Mm-hmm. Okay. In the middle, we have a white Tesla 3-ish?
Yes, that's a Model 3. Yeah.
Okay. And then at the bottom, we have a Nissan Xterra. I've always kind of wanted an Xterra.
They're very cool.
They are, right? Yeah.
Yep.
The things that are molded into the transmission housing that let you like throw ratchet straps over the roof of the car so that it makes transmission removal easier. Stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff Nissan did with the Xterra. That's when Nissan was like really Nissaning.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So we have a maroon or burgundy Nissan Xterra down at the bottom here. License plates. We have Dodge Boy, D-O-G-E.
I believe it's pronounced
Doge
Boy.
Doge Boy, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Fox Boy, F-O-X-X Boy, B-O-I. And then Soy Boy, S-O-Y-B-O-I. So the whole Soy Boy thing, not a fan of anybody that uses that as a derogatory. Whatever. Yeah. So, there's that whole thing. Yep.
Yeah.
Anytime I hear somebody say something like that, I'm just like, ugh, boo. Like think of a better one, right?
You know what? It's one of those that I don't mind as much because it gives me just more information.
Yes.
Than it could ever hurt me.
Right. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, and it's wild that they got that on a plate. Anyway. So, all right, let's look at let's do some zoomies and enhancies. I think that's the next phase we need to do here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Boom. We're looking at the Honda Passport Touring. It's got a Champ license plate frame. I don't know what this icon is up in the top. It vaguely looks like a
bee?
Yeah, like a bee, like a bumblebee. Yeah.
I don't know what it is either.
Yeah, like it almost like the bees look like a Bluetooth kind of bee, but yeah, something like that. Okay. Other than that, like it doesn't have the trailer hitch out or anything like that. Seems a pretty basic Passport. I bet the Honda Passport these days is a great car.
I bet it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I bet it does all of the things better than average. Not
to be honest,
horribly.
I forgot they still made it.
Yeah, right. Because I think we always associate it with the Pilot, but then like remembering that the Passport is still a thing. Yeah. I think it's a fine car.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's look at the Tesla here. Okay. So it's got the roof bars. It's in I think a ski lot. Yeah, so I'm thinking PETA sent you this one. It's got the Aero wheel covers on it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And then lastly, we have the maroon Xterra. Okay. So there's some stuff to unpack here. Okay, so there is a United States Marine Corps sticker on there. Okay, cool. Go for you. And then the sticker on the side here, applied in a very crooked manner, Ian. Yeah, who put this on? Was it you? I can't quite tell, but it is someone with a gun kneeling.
It says
down.
All gave some gave all.
Oh, yes. Okay, so there you go. Yes, honoring fallen veterans and people.
But it's on a little crooked.
It is on a little crooked. Yes, this thing that is honoring people that have given up their lives for our freedom. Truly, which we do very much appreciate. I apologize for saying that.
I'm sorry, but that cancer ribbon clashes.
Yes. That is clashing with your undertones, so I'm out. Yeah, I just have my donation check and I'm ripping it up. Then again, you're a fucking Marine, man. Like they are tight and orderly.
That's true. That's true. That would not pass inspection. You're right.
Yeah, no, it would not.
That's a good point. Do you have any initial thoughts,
buddy,
on the plates?
So, if I'm judging, Doge Boy seems like a likely fit with the Tesla, but also, I mean, I'm associating that vehicle with douchiness, so it could be Soy Boy. Not sure. Okay. I think I want to put the Fox Boy on the on the Xterra.
Okay.
Mainly because I think that might be like like their military, like a Fox, like maybe part of the what word am I looking for? The battalion or something like that. They were a member of.
Okay.
Right? It could be a callback to that kind of name. Which would put Soy Boy on the passport. So so Soy Boy on the passport, Doge Boy on the Tesla, and Fox Boy on the Xterra.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of anything else. Yeah. The only thing I'm kind of wavering on is the Doge Boy and Soy Boy. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the Venn diagram of the people who have those license plates really feature a lot of overlap.
Yes.
So yeah, I get the struggle there.
Yes.
Do you want to change your answer?
I mean, if I knew what the right one was, then I'd want to change to that. Like, what's your next guess on the Wordle? Well, I want to guess whatever the right word is.
Smart.
Yep. 3D chess over here. Okay. There you go. Okay. All right. Yep. Yes.
Well, let's look at the solution.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay, I'm venturing into the Dave Don't Look folder.
I have one piece of good news for you.
Okay.
And two pieces of bad news.
Oh, no. Soy Boy's on the Tesla.
Yep.
Fox Boy. Okay, I did get that right on the Xterra. And Doge Boy on the Passport. Okay.
I am fascinated by the fact that Doge Boy is running around out here.
Yeah.
In the wild.
Right? I think they may have done what you did, where they probably actually did buy some Dogecoin and then flipped it before Elon tanked it. Right? Yeah. And then bought themselves a vehicle that will last a lifetime.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The thing is that I did it in only an amount that would allow me to buy like a couple of records. Right. Yes. Yeah.
Because, I like that. Yeah.
Because I was like, well, this is obviously a scam.
Right.
Here's $10.
Yes, exactly. That was exactly what I did with AMC stock. Yes. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So I like what you put in the description here. Thanks, ? PETA. Thank you for capturing that, PETA. That is amazing.
That's a pretty crazy license plate.
Yes. Yeah.
Pretty great. I think that's like an ironic. Obviously, if you're putting that on your own car, I think you're owning it, leading into it, whatever.
Yes. Yeah. I appreciate it, Ian. I appreciate it. That's a great one. I like that you've had 3 license plates that all end in boy.
I've had several.
Oh, wow.
Because I've had a few. I've had probably 5 or 6.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing people are doing.
Yep.
Let's
play one more game and then wrap it up.
Absolutely. Yes. After this, I'm going to need an album from you.
Yes.
And then, I mean, do we have, I need an album from you. Or we could save my FMK cars for next time if you want to touch on your music discussion.
Sure. Is that okay? Can we do that?
Absolutely, buddy. Yeah. Okay. I would love that. Yeah.
So I went on a bit of a rabbit hole. I was flying this last week for work, and I just went on a weird rabbit hole with music. And I realized that I think I figured out. I posed a question to myself and then answered it immediately.
Okay.
And then I put it on Twitter and Blue Sky, and was interested to see what other people thought. And I did text another friend and got his input as well. I was wondering, what artist who's done at least like 3 albums has the most like perfect discography.
Oh,
like where there's no clunkers,
Yep.
but also no weird like side projects and diversions to kind of dilute it. I'm looking at you, Nine Inch Nails, right?
Sure.
And like, so you got to have at least 3 records. But if you do more and it's still perfect, then that like increases the level of difficulty and therefore the points you get, right?
Okay.
In my head, right?
Sure.
And so I came up very quickly with a couple of with what I would call correct answers.
Sure.
My friend Mike chipped in.
Yeah.
He said that the Stooges, which is a great entry, but I think my 2 answers are Portishead.
I was just going to say Portishead. That's the name that came to me.
3 records.
Yep.
All of them classics.
Right.
But I think because she has 5 records,
yes,
Fiona Apple is my answer, because I think she has no weird side projects, no weird diversions or anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she has 5 records that are all in their own right, kind of classics.
Yeah.
And she's like a genre unto herself.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that's my answer. And I was wondering if you had one that came to mind for like electronic music that maybe wouldn't have occurred to me. But that's hard because they have so many little releases.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the thing with like Radiohead and a bunch of other, my favorite band, the Beatles. That's the big thing with the Beatles too. They have so many like weird little releases and stuff all scattered.
Yes. Yeah. I think that I personally, I put Aphex Twin in that category, but I don't put him on this like realistically, right? Because I think that the way that he kind of jogs through like subgenres of electronic music, I think that it's not like so unifying, right? You know, like Selected Ambient Works is a very different album from Come to Daddy, you know, and I think that like it's completely possible to be fans of both those things, but it doesn't feel genuine to say like this is a 10 out of 10 banger, Selected Ambient Works, which I feel it is, right? It's amazing, but it is truly a different like subgenre than fucking I Want Your Soul, I Will Eat Your Soul, Come to Daddy, right? Yes. So if I'm kind of focusing in an electronica vein, it's I see that you put Run the Jewels on there. I think that that's fantastic. I think that Eamon Tobin had a case for a bit until maybe like his last like 3 or 4 releases. I would say that Fortet, Kieran Hebden, was absolutely in that, but I think that some of his recent stuff is not quite as dynamic as some of the stuff before.
It's a tough question. It really is because most of my very favorite bands do not qualify for this list.
No, you're completely right. And that's bands being bands, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's bands being bands. I'm looking over at my music collection.
I also think like both hip hop and electronic music are both kind of at a disadvantage here because they both sort of encourage like little releases.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
They're less concerned about the album, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even the Chemical Brothers, who you know that I absolutely love, right? I think like Loops of Fury, Dig Your Own Hole, right? Like, Exit Planet Dust. I think that is an amazing EP and a 2-album run. And then the things that kind of came after that were things that worked better in a live setting, that were like connective tissue for other songs. Like it still great, but I don't know. I can't compare it to a 3-album run of Portishead. Right. I think that like that really is such an incredible bar.
Well, and the other way that I described it to Mike is I was, because we were talking about Velvet Underground, because Velvet Underground has 3 all-time classic records. And then they have one that somebody released under the Velvet Underground name without Lou Reed.
Okay.
And it's like, if you have to give a qualifier to somebody who's going to the record store with a bunch of money in their hand, and you're just like, if you can just point them to one artist and you're like, it doesn't matter what you get from them, it's going to be amazing.
Right. That's a great way to look at it. Yes.
Right. And I think with a lot of electronic stuff, that's hard to do.
I think you're right. I think that I could make that case for LP's 3 solo albums. Fantastic Damage, Cancer for the Cure, and I can't remember the name of the third one off the top of my head. But I think that those 3 albums are amazing. Yes.
Yeah. I think probably any of his output, to include Run the Jewels, might fit into this category.
Yes. Yeah.
God,
I really want to dig for an electronica one, Ian. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
I think really is.
The only hip hop one that came to mind was Kendrick.
Yeah.
I think that's he's probably the closest of the big name hip hop people that I can think of.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. This is like the alphabet game. Like, okay, say a band that starts with A. Like, there's going to be like 30 things that hit me like after we're done recording. So yeah. Jimi Hendrix Experience, The Stooges. Yeah.
All great answers. LCD Sound System is borderline, I think. But to me, I think Fiona Apple remains the best answer. I have yet to have anybody give me one that is better.
Yeah.
She has 5 albums that are all stone cold classics.
Yeah.
So in honor of that,
yes,
I am going to recommend everybody listen to her 2012 release, The Idler Wheel, and the full name of the record is The Idler Wheel is wiser than the driver of the screw, and whipping cords will serve you more than ropes will ever do.
See?
We'll say The Idler Wheel.
Yeah, she writes albums like you write FMK Cars titles.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you have a recommendation for an artist that has a more perfect discography, not that they're better or they have better songs or better albums. Or whatever.
I get it. You're looking for like people talk about like your perfect 3-car garage, right?
Yes.
Like perfect 3-album run. Yeah.
Bangers only.
Right.
No clunkers.
Right.
No sort of like, that one wasn't as good.
Yeah.
Like I don't think she has any like live record releases. Like she just has 5 perfect records.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to be thinking about this a lot.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Thank you for tanking my productivity tomorrow. Absolutely check out the YouTube description because there are going to be links to Fiona Apple. The Idler Wheel is wiser than the driver of the screw, and whipping cords will serve you more than ropes will ever do in the description. On Apple Music, you can find it under.
Yeah. Well, and I also just want to like we talked about, Christian Horner earlier and like dudes,
Yeah.
Nobody has like righteous anger about like misbehaving men more better than Fiona Apple. Like if you have any righteous anger in you, she's the best at it.
Nice.
The best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. 13 years old. Yeah. 14 years old, this album. Yeah. Amazing. Right on.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a fantastic recommendation, Ian. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be thinking about this question all night. So thank you for ruining my sleep.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay. What's the opposite of melatonin? That's what that question is. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Dave, we done did a car show.
We absolutely.
What should people do if they like this?
Ian, if people like us, if people like this, they can text us at 720-515-1391. Continue, please, to text your Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace ads that have selfies in them. We've gotten a few. I'm working on making stuff work. Some of it's hard. Yeah. Because we'll have to figure out, like, I'm working on a thing. I'm working on, it involves specific aspect ratios of the selection tool in Pixelmator and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm putting some thought into this so that answers just don't jump out at you. Right. Okay. That's the rub with these things. Okay. So you can do that. Text those 720-515-1391. I am Ian on Blue Sky and Twitter and Instagram, Vanity Plates and stuff like that. If you don't hear back from him, rest assured he sees them. Yes. And it's all going in the hopper. Yes. We have a new Patreon subscriber. So you're going to get a shout out in not this episode, not the next episode, but the episode after that. That's when you're going to get your shout out. If you would like to subscribe to our Patreon, you can. Links in the YouTube description. $1 a month. It just gets you access to our complete archive. And also the link to the complete archive is still in the YouTube description. So there you go. Yeah. And if for some reason you can't afford to give us $1 a month, that's perfectly fine. Just shoot me an email and I'll make sure that you get everything that we send out. Like we send out a little, like a Christmas card and stuff like that. We'll make sure you get every single thing that goes to the Patreon folks. So just let us know. Yeah. We love you. So all that stuff. Am I forgetting anything, Ian?
Nope.
Yeah. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Everybody, thank you. We love you. Goodbye.